Assalamu alaikum. Today we will talk about mensuration. Mensuration is basically a branch of mathematics in which we discuss or we study all about the geometrical shapes, 2D shapes, 3D shapes, and we need to learn about how can we calculate the area of 2D shape, perimeter of 2D shape, and volume and surface area of 3D shapes. So as we have started a part 1 here, so we will discuss all about 2D shapes first. Okay, so let's take a start. To understand all about the mensuration, we need to know the formulas of our different shapes. We need to know the conversion, unit conversion, how can we convert one unit to another unit, and we need to know the similarity. So let's take a start with the 2D shapes first. So let's take a start to understand all about 2D shapes. 2D shapes means what? It means two-dimensional shape. It means flat shape. It means a plane shape, right? Okay, to understand all about the 2D shape, it is important to know what two things. That first of all is all about the formulas of area. We need to know all about perimeter. What is meant by area? So we will take a start with the area. To understand area, we need to know area means a covered space of a shape. A covered space, or you can say occupied space. Okay, so to calculate the area of 2D shapes, we need to know the formulas of different shapes. That is very much important and we need to memorize them, right? We will discuss the different formulas later on. Okay, so what is meant by the perimeter then? Perimeter means distance around the shape. Distance around the shape. Or even you can say that boundary of the shape. Okay, so remember one thing. To calculate perimeter, basically you need to add the all side, means sum of all sides. You can remember it with the help of like sum of all sides. How? Have an example. For example, I have a shape here, and this shape, there is a rectangle, okay, and there is an other shape, okay, a triangle, and one more shape, another triangle, all right, okay, here it is, perfect, and some values are given. For example, it is 3, it is 3, it is 4, 4, 6, 6, 10, and 10. How can we calculate the perimeter of this compound shape? We can calculate by adding the all sides. So let's take a start adding from this number, that is 4. This is 4, 4, 6, 3, 3, 6, and then this man is closing a distance till here. He has started to count the number of sides from here, the side 1, side 1, side 2, side 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So there are total 6 sides of this shape. So what about this 10? Do we need to add this 10 here? No, we don't need to add this 10 here, because why? Because perimeter is distance or boundary of the shape, distance around the shape. So we will just calculate the all sides, we just need to add the all sides to calculate the perimeter. So what we will do, we will just write perimeter as 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 and plus 6. So basically I have just added the all sides, all boundaries. Okay? So whatever the answer comes will be the answer of perimeter. So this is how we can easily calculate it. Now we need to know all about the formulas of area. So let's take a start with a shape square. What is square? Square is basically look like this. Okay, yes. Actually it has all sides equal, its all angles are equal, and it has two pair of parallel and equal sides. Alright, its all sides are length, length, length. So I will go in a very easiest way. How can we find its area? Its area is basically length into length, right? Or you can say L square. Okay, and how can we find its perimeter? Perimeter we can find it by adding the all sides. How many sides it has? It has 4 sides, and all sides, value of all sides is L here. Okay, so we will add all sides. The value of side is L, so means we have to add 4 times L, or you can say 4L. Even though you forget this formula, so you can go with this directly and you can calculate it easily. Okay, let's move to know the formulas of rectangle. Rectangle is just look like this. Yes, we are pretty much familiar with this rectangle, you know. Exactly. It has its opposite sides are equal. Yes, of course. Its angles are equal. Yes, of course. And its formula is always length into breadth. Here is the longer side is length and the shorter side is breadth. Remember that, okay? And what is the formula of perimeter? Formula of perimeter, I will write easiest way, so you can just add, as you know, the opposite sides are equal, so it means this one is L, then opposite side is also L, and if this one is B, the opposite side will also be B, right? So it means you need to add it. B you will write 2 times and the length you will write 2 times. So this is your formula. Yes, you know, and we know that we can write it in this way also, but as I want you should remember the perimeter is adding all sides, so you can go with this. Okay. Okay, let's find the area and perimeter of parallelogram. Okay, it's not difficult, it's very easy. Just look at the shape first. This shape is just look like this. Let me broaden it 1 minute. Okay, now perfect. All right, so it means what? It means that you need 2 things for this. What? Let me write here. You need 2 things for this, and one is for, like, you need to calculate its area, you need a base and a height. Okay, this is very much important to understand. Which one is the base of it? We need to know that. Remember one thing, base and height. That is important to understand which one is the height and base. Height should be a 90 degree always. Height should be a 90 degree. You can just observe here, that is a 90 degree. Height should be a 90 degree, and because height is always a perpendicular. And same as you can say this one is a base or this one is a base. Yes, you can take any one of it as a base, because the both opposite sides are the same sides in the parallelogram. But these sides and this side is not a height because it's not a perpendicular, it's not a right angle, it's not a 90-degree exact. Okay, let me have an example. If the value is 6 and its value is 5 and its value is 4, so what will be the area of this shape? Okay, we need base and we need height. Which one is the base? Base is here. And which one is the height? Is 5 a height? Is 4 a height? Yes, 4 is a height of it. So we will just multiply base and we need to multiply height to get the answer of area of the parallelogram. And what about the perimeter of it? To calculate its perimeter, we just need to add the all sides. Just need to add the all side. In parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal and parallel to. So it means you can just add the all side. If this one is a 6, it means this value, this side will also be a 6, and same as this side will be a 5. So means you will add the all side to get the answer of a perimeter. Right? Okay, let's have an example of it if I want to solve it with the same example. Example says that we need to find the area of parallelogram. So we know it's base into height. Base is 6 and the height is what? As we have identified the height, because height is always a perpendicular. Height is always a perpendicular. Remember that height is always a perpendicular, right? Okay, so height will be a 4 and we will find the answer, that will be 64 centimeter square. Okay, as unit was not mentioned here, the unit can be any here. Whatever the unit will be given in a question statement, so we have to take the same one. Now we will understand about the area and the perimeter of rhombus. It will look like, let me pick a tool here. Okay, like this. Okay, so its all side is always equal, right? But and opposite sides are parallel too. Yes, of course. But remember one thing, the area of parallelogram and rhombus is always same. So its area will also be base into height, but just identify which side will be a base. Yes, we don't have a perpendicular here, so we can't say that it one is a height, so it may be inside of the shape. So it means we can say that this side will be a perpendicular and we can denote it with a h, that is height, and any other side, any side on which we have a perpendicular, so it means that will be a base of it. This can also be a base or this can also be a base, and the both sides will be same. So if we have a value here 7 as a base and height is 10, or you can say it is 9, it is also 9. So just identify the base and height. As you know, in the formula, B stands for base and height, H stands for height is given. So we just need to identify these two things. Base is 7 and height is 10. This is the time to substitute the values. That will be 7 times 10 and it will be 70, whatever the unit is given in the question statement. Okay, a very important and common shape is triangle. We are very much familiar with it. That is triangle. That is triangle. Okay, what is the formula of a triangle? As we already know about, the formula of triangle is always areas. Triangle of area is always 1/2 base into height. So what is the height here? As we told you earlier in other questions, height is always a 90-degree distance from third point to the baseline, or you can say that it should always be a perpendicular, right? Let me draw different type of shapes here for better understanding. Okay, here it is. If I say that, suppose, if I have these 2 points, can you show me the height of it? If I want, this is a base. This is a base. If I say that this one is a base. So where is the height of it? As we know that the other two sides are not perpendicular. Other two sides are not at the 90 degree. So how can we identify or get the height? So in this situation, remember that the height will be opposite to this line. 1 minute, it should be straight. Okay, it should be, if the base is at A and B, if I'm considering this is a base, so from third point there should be a height. Okay, so height of this base will be this, which is coming from the point C. Okay, if I say that this is a base, then this C and B is a base. So in this situation, where is the third point? Third point is A here. So means the height should come from this point and it should be at 90 degree. All right. Okay. What if I say that this A and C, I'm considering it, this A and C is a base. So there is a third point, AC. Okay. The third point is B here. So it means the third height should come from B. The perpendicular should come from B. Alright. So what if I have a triangle of another type? For example, let me draw it. Obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle triangle. Where is the height of this shape? If I'm considering this as a base, I'm saying that this side is a base. So where is the height then? Remember one thing, the height will be here. It comes from this point but outside the shape, because we need exact 90 degree. So it means that will be our height. Or yes, we can consider it as a baseline because we have extended. Okay, it means we understood this, we can calculate the area of a triangle by having this formula 1/2 base into height. Okay, but what if we are not having a correct height and base? Then how can we calculate the area of a triangle? In this situation, always remember we will use angle. We can calculate it by using angle. How can we do it? Let me write. Just look at this triangle once. There is no height given, no base is given. We don't even know. To identify the base, we need a height also. So it means we have to calculate the area of a triangle by using the given angle. How? Look at it. Area of a triangle will be 1/2. As we know, it is base into height. So instead of base into height, we will write r square and into sine theta. Theta stands for angle here, right? So whatever the angle is given, we can just write instead of this theta, and whatever the radius, or this radius means the neighboring side, we can write, means we can just substitute the neighboring side of this angle, right? So just need to close triangle. If we are having a height, then we will identify the base also. So it means we can apply this formula. But in case we are not having a height, like in this example, there is no height, so we don't know what is the base here. So it means we can we can use the formula by using angle. We can use this formula. So in this situation, we just need to multiply. We just need to write 1 over 2 r square sine theta. Theta means whatever the angle is given, we can just write it here. And instead of r square, we can just write the sides of neighboring sides of this angle, right? Let's understand the area of trapezium. So we will write area of trapezium. Okay. Trapezium is just look like, let me draw it here in this form. It is a four-sided shape, yes, and it must have a one pair of parallel side. Okay, so this is what you can say a parallel side. So for this you should have a dotted line here to show its height. As I told you, the height must be a perpendicular. So what is the formula? What is the formula of it? Its formula is area of trapezium is half of into sum of parallel sides into height. Parallel sides are given, that is A and B, and height should be 90 degrees, should be the distance of 90 degrees between the parallel sides, or you can say a perpendicular. So in short form, we can even write it as A plus B, it should be in the bracket, into height, or even you can write in this form A plus B over 2 into height, right? Okay, let's understand about the area and circumference of a circle. Let me draw a shape here. There is a circle. This is the middle point, and this is a radius. Okay, as you know, from the middle point till the boundary, that distance is always called a radius. But if I want to extend it and this line touch the other boundary too, so that becomes, the total length becomes a diameter. That is a double of radius, right? Okay, so the question is, how can we calculate its covered space or area? So the area of a circle will be pi r square. This is what you need to memorize all of the time. Remember, the area of a circle is always a pi r square. Okay, that is all about, means the covered space, means the inside area, right? Okay, but what is the distance around the shape? Means this one. How can we find the distance of this boundary? This one only. That is called perimeter. So it means what? It means the perimeter, or perimeter, which is normally, like you can say, we calculate of the all sides. In perimeter we find the all sides. So basically perimeter and the circumference of a circle is same. And that is 2 pi r. Means to calculate the inner area, we need to use the formula pi r square, and to calculate the circumference we need to find 2 pi r, and 2 pi r is normally we calculate for the curved line. You can just observe it, it is not a straight line, it is a curved line, right? So that's why we need to find a circumference here. Okay, let's move towards understand something interesting. Let me draw a shape here. There is another circle which I need to show you something else also. Okay, so this is suppose a middle point. Here is another middle point. Okay, let me draw one more shape here. Okay, so here you can see I have drawn some shapes, right? So you know that, just assume it is a Pac-Man and this is a pizza slice, right? And you can just observe that this is basically a major sector, major segment, a major segment, and that is small portion is called a minor segment, right? And remember one thing, that line is called chord, and a chord means a line which touch the boundary of the shape and does not cross the middle point, and the middle point is always a center point, right? This is also a center point. Okay, but what about this shape? This shape means this is called a sector and this is also called a sector. Yes. What is meant by sector? Sector means a portion, right? So we will understand about the sector here. Okay. So let me draw the shape. I'm going to draw this shape separately and I'm going to draw this shape separately. Okay. Here it is. Here is angle, and not a good drawing, but it's fine. Okay, this is what 1 minute, this is what I draw. This is a Pac-Man, this is a pizza slice. So but remember one thing, these are the sectors, right? But remember one thing, you can just observe here, this is a curved line. This curved line and this curved line we always measure as the arc length. We can say this is this one and this one, basically it is called arc length. What it's called? Yes, arc length. And its angle is always be a acute angle, and this one will be a reflex angle, because it must be a greater than 180 degrees, right? And obviously these sides are, because we just cut it from the middle point, so it means it is a radius, is a radius, this one is also a radius, this one is also a radius. So how can we calculate the arc length? As you can observe, this is a curved line. Can you observe, is it a curved line? Yes. Curved line? Yes, it is a curved line. So it means we can find, for curved line we can find the circumference always. So it means we just need to multiply whatever the angle is here out of the total. As you know, the total turn of the circle is always 360 degrees. Remember one thing, so we can just make a fraction of it, or a ratio, and multiply it by 2 pi r. And what is 2 pi r? As you know, 2 pi r is the circumference of a whole circle, and here is a section here, a sector here, a portion here. So how much portion is here? The portion is about this angle. Whatever the angle is here, that is theta upon 360 is the whole turn of the circle, because the total angle in a circle is always 360 degrees. So we will multiply with the 2 pi r. So let me write here. So the arc and arc length, how can we calculate the arc length? It will be whatever the portion is with us. It depends on the angle. Whatever the angle is here, we will divide it by 360. Why do we need to divide it by 360? Because the whole turn or whole angle, total angle of a circle is always 360 degrees, and multiplied by 2 pi r. Right? Okay, this is what we can do in a pizza slice, right? Here is a pizza slice. But what about this Pac-Man? Can we apply this arc length here? Can we find this arc length by using this formula? Yes, of course, because this is also a curved line, as we know that, and curved lines, to calculate the perimeter of curved line is always a circumference of a circle, that is 2 pi r. and we need to multiply it with how much the angle is given. Here is a bigger angle because that is a bigger cut, that portion is a reflex angle. As you know, reflex angle is a bigger than the acute angle, so we will multiply that ratio with 2 pi r. So what we will do, pi over 360, as we know the whole circle is 360 in angle, so we will multiply with the circumference of a whole circle. So it means that to calculate the arc length of this side, we will use the same formula, theta over 360 into 2 pi r. R is must be this one and theta is must be this one. Whatever is given is your angle. We can substitute and get the answer. Okay, that is all about how can we calculate the arc only. This curved line, I am talking about this curved line which I have highlighted here, right? I'm not asking about the perimeter, I'm just saying the arc length. What will be the length of this curved line? Okay, so this is how we can find it by using these formulas. But what if I need to know the covered space, means the area of this pizza, how much I have taken this pizza slice, and the covered space of this Pac-Man? How can I find its area, inside area? So for this we can just have this formula. Area of a sector, we can find it by using same as theta over 360, because how much portion we have, we can identify by you taking this angle over 360 into what is the area of a circle. Remember that area of circle is a pi r square, so it means we can just multiply with pi r square, same as we will do with it, because it is a portion of a circle. As you know, it is also a portion of a circle, so whatever the area of a circle, we will use the same area, and that is pi r square, but we will multiply with its ratio of angle, means whatever the angle is given, that is theta over 360 out of total angle, and this is how we can easily find the area of a sector. So it means we have to use the same formulas for both shapes, for Pac-Man and for pizza, both shapes. Let's understand about the segments. We need to identify this term also. What is meant by segment? Okay, let me draw a shape again. That is a circle, you know. Okay, one more shape is required. Here it is. Okay. Let me draw a line here. And suppose this is covered. Let me color it. That shaded part is showing you this is our requirement. So that shaded part is showing you what? Is it major part or minor part? Of course, this part is a major part. So you can say this segment is a major segment. Right? Okay. Here, let me draw. Same thing. And what if let me shade it. I'm taking the same portion, okay, and just I need to remove the minor part. Let me remove it. I just removed it. Okay, this is what we required. All right, and what if I draw a triangle here? Is this triangle included in this part, in this major section? Yes, it is a portion of it. So it means the triangle and the Pac-Man both are part of a major segment, right? So whatever the angle is given here, and there must be another angle, means two different angles must be given here. So the main point is, let me write the formula here. So main point is, we need to know the area. If we are finding the area of major sector, we should know the area of Pac-Man, ठीक है, and area of triangle. Alright, so just recall it कि how can we find the area of Pac-Man and how can we find the area of triangle. Do you remember that? That is pretty easy. Area of Pac-Man is what? We just learned theta over 360 into pi r square. Alright. And what is the area of triangle? As you know, in this triangle we are not having any height. Height and base is not given here. So it means we need to use sine theta, okay? So 1 over 2 r square, or you can say the neighboring side of the angle, sine theta, okay? So let me give you an example. So this is 300, 1 minute. This is 300 and this one is 60. So what we will do, we will just substitute the value. Instead of theta, we will write 300 upon 360, and we need to take the value of 9 as a radius. So we just need to substitute 9 instead of r and we can get the answer. Same as we will do with here. As we know, the theta is what? What angle is given? Do we need to take 300 or 60? Yes, we will take the angle of triangle's portion. So means we have to take 60 here instead of 300. So, and what will be the neighboring side of this theta? As you know, the angle is here at this point, so that the neighboring sides are left and right, and the both are radius here. So it means we have to take a radius here. And what is the sine theta? Theta is 60. So this is how we can calculate it one by one and get the answer, right? So remember one thing, and that is in major sector, as you know, this was a major sector. In major sector, it is a combination of Pac-Man and triangle, and in both situations angles are different. Remember this thing. One angle, if it is 300, the another angle must be another different one. So you can't take or use the same angle. Let's have an example of this question. Question says, find the area of major segment. As we just understand all about the major segment, so we can easily calculate it. Here is a diagram. It must be given to you. So we just need to find the major segment, but before it I need to calculate or need to draw the shape properly. 1 minute. Okay, and this is how we can use it. Let me remove this portion. Fine. So the angle is 280 degree of Pac-Man, 15 is a radius, and here is 80 degree, which is the triangle's angle. Okay, so how can we find or calculate the major segment? As we know, the area of major segment means this whole portion we have to calculate it, and it is a combination of two things. One is triangle and another one is what? Yes, Pac-Man. So it means we can find the major segment, area of major segment, the area of Pac-Man. And what is the area of Pac-Man here? You know that? Do you remember it? Yes, it is theta over 360 into pi r square. Okay, plus What is the formula of triangle? That is theta over 360 into, sorry, it's not the formula of this one. Wait, it is 1 over 2 base into height. Instead of base into height, as you know, there is no height given, no base given, so you are taking what? Radius, the neighboring side of the angle. So means r square into sine theta, right? So what is the angle here of Pac-Man? Angle is 280 and triangle's angle is 80 degrees. So now we just need to substitute the values. That will be 280 and 360 into pi, and the radius is 15 square, and this is how we just need to calculate it, plus same as we will do with it, but here we need to remember that theta is different and that will be 80 degree. We will take 80 degree here, right? Okay, let me calculate it, and once I calculate it, I'm getting the answer 280 divided by 360. And remember one thing, you can enter the whole values very much carefully in the calculator. The usage of calculator is very important, and you need to use it carefully, right? So after calculation, I'm getting the answer 549.779. Okay, and here I will get it 110.7908, and after adding both of them, I'm getting the answer here. So this is how we can easily calculate the area of a major segment. But what if we want to find the area of a minor segment? What is minor segment? Just move on the first shape. As I told you here, this whole portion is called the major segment and this portion is called the minor segment. So let me draw a shape here, and we need to find the area of minor segment. And let me draw a shape here. Here is a shape, okay, and there is a, let me draw a line also. Okay, if that is a major portion or the segment, so it means that segment will be a minor segment. That will be a minor segment. So it means that if I'm having a question statement formed by this, like a triangle involved with this section comes as a question. Let me draw it separately. If I want to draw it separately, it will be look like this: a triangle along the minor section, right? And let's suppose its angle is 60. Okay, and what I have to find? This one, this portion. I have to find this area. So basically we can calculate it. How? We can calculate the area of whole pizza, and then we will calculate the area of this triangle, and we can minus both of them. We can subtract both of them. So let me take a start. Means we can say that for this for calculating the area of a minor segment, we need to find the area of a pizza slice, and then we will subtract the area of a triangle, right? So what is the formula of pizza slice? That will be theta over 360 degrees into pi r square. Okay, and then we will just subtract it from the formula of a triangle. How can we calculate the triangles without using base into height? The formula of a triangle will be 1 over 2 r square into sine theta. So I will come back to the question statement and then I will observe what angle is given. So angle is theta is 60 given. So I will just substitute the values. That will be 60 over 360 into pi. For this we need to know the radius also. Yes, of course. So I will just write, I'm taking 15 as it is, as I have taken in the previous example. So 15 square. Okay. And same as I will just substitute the values here. R as I know is 15, so I will substitute in R. So theta is here 60, and this is how I can calculate it. Okay, instead of theta I'm substituting this 60, so I will just write the 60, and instead of this theta it's also 60, it's also 60, and radius is also same, so I'm using the radius is 15 as it is. So after calculation we will easily get the answer. So that whatever the answer comes, that will be basically what the area of a minor segment. Okay, here I have one example to solve in detail. How can we calculate the area of minor segment? So here is a question. Let me draw a shape. There is a question, and in question there is a triangle also, that is a middle point. Here is a minor segment, and this one is suppose 40, and here is 15. Okay, so how can we calculate the minor segment? We can calculate the minor segment how can we calculate the minor segment? Means we just need to take out this pizza slice. We will find the area of pizza slice, and then we will subtract it from this triangle, right? So we will subtract it from the triangle. So it means this is how we can calculate the area of minor segment. Let's solve it now. That is too much interesting. The formula is, as we know that the formula is theta over 360 into pi r square. That is area of pizza slice, and we will subtract it from the triangle's area. That will be 1 over 2 half of r square into sine theta. So here, what is the theta here? Theta is 40 here. So we will just replace or substitute 40 instead of theta. And what is the r here? R is 15. So we will substitute 15 instead of r. So let's substitute it now. So it means theta is 40 here, and that will be 360. Okay, into pi, and r is 15 square. So this is how we can easily calculate the question. 15 square same as, and 40 will come instead of theta. Okay, so now after calculating this question, let me solve it first. 40 over 360 into pi into 15 square is giving me, okay, it's giving me 78.539 minus, after calculating this I'm getting the answer half of 15 square into sine 40, and it's giving me 72.314. okay, so we need to subtract both of them and we'll get the answer 6.226. This is how we can easily find the area of this minor segment, right? I will suggest you all to solve all examples in your copy for practice, and inshallah you will be able to solve difficult questions too. Jazakallah khair for watching video. Okay, so what if I want to calculate area of minor segment? So let's identify the segment here. Which segment we need to calculate? Let's suppose, or let me draw a line of chord here, and this shaded portion or colored portion is basically a minor segment. Yes, this one is a minor segment and this portion is showing you what? A major segment, right? So let me take it out. How can I take it out? You can just observe there is a center point and we can just draw a lines to get a triangle. So it means we can just slice it out. So let me take this portion out. How can I take this portion out? I have a triangle here and then that curved line will be with this portion, and basically that curved line is this portion is showing you a minor portion, minor segment. So this is what we have to calculate, and the area and the angle is given. Angle is what? 60 degree. So the question is, how can we calculate the area of a minor segment? You can just observe one thing here, that is basically a pizza slice, right? And we read before, how can we calculate the area of a pizza slice? And next you can just observe a triangle separately. So it means we are having two shapes. One is pizza slice and another one is triangle. So we have to calculate the area of pizza slice first, and then we need to calculate the area of a triangle, and then we can subtract the area of triangle from the area of pizza slice, and then the remaining portion which we will get will be a area of a minor segment. So let's take a start. How can we do the working? The working will be area of minor segment will be pizza slice, or you can say let me draw a shape here because I'll be comfortable to draw the shape. Pizza slice and triangle, right? Okay, so what is the formula of pizza slice, area of a pizza slice and area of a triangle? So let's take a start. Theta over 360 into pi r square. That is a formula of this sector, and then we will write and we need to find the area of a triangle, as we know that this triangle has no base and height, and so we have to find the area by using angle. So we can use the formula 1 over 2 r square into sine theta. Theta means the angle which is given to us, and that is 60 here. Okay, so this is how we can easily calculate it. Let's have an example to solve a question. The question says what? We need to calculate the minor segment of the following. And here there must be you can say a shape will be given here. So let me draw a shape also. There is a shape. Okay, and this shape says that now I want to change the side, so this will be a chord, and here will be a middle point, and then I will take a one more side. Okay, so it means that the shaded area will be this one. So this basically we need to calculate. How can we calculate this shaded region? That region is basically a minor region, right? Minor segment. So we can find the area of this pizza slice, and then we will find the area of this triangle, and once we will subtract them and we can get the shaded area, remaining area. That remaining area will be a minor segment. So let's take a start. Area of minor segment will be, you can say that, theta over 360 into pi r square. Let's suppose the angle is 40 here and radius is 15 here. Okay, and we will subtract the area of triangle. Okay, now we will substitute the values. The values are, angle is given. What is the angle here? Angle is 40 here and the radius is 15. So instead of theta we will substitute 40, and instead of radius we will substitute the value of 15, right? Okay, so 40 over 360 into pi r is 15. We will substitute it, and then 1 over 2 r is 15 here, and sine, and what is theta, and that is 40. So here you need to use your calculator carefully to get the exact answer. So after calculation I will get the answer 78.5398, and here I will get the answer 72.3136, and then finally I will get the answer 6.2262. So let me close this. What I did, basically we need to find this shaded portion, means the minor segment. Okay, to get the minor segment we need to calculate two things: the area of a pizza slice, which you can observe here, that is the area of a pizza slice. All right, and then we have to find or calculate the area of a triangle. So we need to subtract them. We will subtract the area of triangle from the area of pizza slice, and then the remaining portion will, whatever the remaining portion comes, it means that is a minor segment, area of a minor segment. So this is how we can easily calculate area of a minor segment. Okay, in the next session we will be having practice of past paper sums based on 2D mensuration. So stay tuned with us.